Cars come in all shapes and sizes, but some stand out for their truly bizarre designs. These aren't the sleek futuristic models we dream about, nor are they total disasters. Instead, they are the oddballs, vehicles that seemed ahead of their time, pushing the limits of innovation in the strangest ways. From six-wheelers to quirky body shapes, these cars were unique in ways that made them unforgettable. Let's take a look at 10 bizarre cars you've probably never heard of, but that were way ahead of their time. Number 10. 1959 Cadillac Cyclone XP74. The 1959 Cadillac Cyclone XP74 was an interesting example of car innovation and futuristic design. This concept car, created by the famous Harley Earl, was never mass-produced but remains an important part of automotive history. The Cyclone XP74 was built on a 104-inch wheelbase and had a front-mounted 390 cubic inch V8 engine that could produce 325 horsepower. One of its most unique features was the radar-operated collision avoidance system, with sensors placed in twin nose cones at the front of the car. This early version of a crash avoidance system was made to warn the driver about obstacles ahead, showing technology that would not become common for many years. Another notable feature was the car's bubble-top canopy, which was coated in silver to protect from ultraviolet rays and could automatically retract into the back compartment. This canopy, along with the sliding electric doors, gave the car a smooth, spaceship-like look. The design was strongly influenced by aviation and rocket designs of the 1950s, seen in its streamlined shape and large tail fins. The Cyclone also had an all-wheel independent suspension and a rear-mounted automatic transaxle, both advanced features for the time. The exhaust system was placed ahead of the front wheels, adding to its futuristic design. The Cyclone XP74 was never put into production, as it was mainly a show car meant to showcase Cadillac's innovative thinking and test new technologies. Today, it can be seen in the GM Heritage Collection, where it's still admired for its bold design and technological foresight. The 1959 Cadillac Cyclone XP74 was unusual, yet far ahead of its time, with features like the radar-based collision avoidance system, the bubble-top canopy, and its unique design elements. These all reflected a car that was thinking far into the future. Number 9. 1953 General Motors Firebird XP21. The 1953 General Motors Firebird XP21, also known as the Firebird 1, was a groundbreaking example of futuristic automotive design and technology. This concept car, created by GM's famous designer Harley Earl, was not intended for mass production. Instead, it was built to demonstrate the potential of gas turbine engines in cars. The Firebird XP21 was the first gas turbine-powered car tested in the U.S., making it a significant milestone in automotive history. Its design took heavy inspiration from jet aircraft, featuring a sleek, bullet-shaped body made entirely of fiberglass. The car also included short wings and a vertical tail fin, giving it a clear aircraft-like look. Its cockpit, designed for a single seat, was covered by a bubble canopy, further adding to the jet-inspired design. Under the hood, the Firebird XP21 was powered by a Whirlfire turbo-power gas turbine engine, which could produce 370 horsepower at 13,000 revolutions per minute. This engine was connected to a 2-speed planetary transmission, allowing the car to theoretically reach speeds of up to 200 miles per hour. However, the main purpose of the car was not to achieve high speeds, but to test the feasibility of using gas turbine engines in automobiles. One of the most unusual features of the Firebird XP21 was its braking system. Unlike the conventional drum brakes used in most cars, the Firebird's brakes were placed on the outside of the wheels to help cool them down more quickly. The car also had wings with aircraft-style flaps that helped slow it down from high speeds. The Firebird XP21 served as a testbed for advanced technologies in the automotive industry. Its lightweight fiberglass body was uncommon for the time, and many of its design elements, such as the bubble canopy and tail fin, were inspired by aviation. The car's gas turbine engine showcased GM's early interest in exploring alternative power sources, well before they became mainstream in the industry. Number 8. 1930 Stout Scarab. The 1930 Scout Scarab was a fascinating and unique vehicle that made its mark in automotive history. Designed by William B. Stout, the Scarab was produced by the Stout Motor Car Company from 1934 to 1939. It's often considered the world's first minivan due to its groundbreaking design and features. One of the most noticeable aspects of the Scarab was its appearance. The design was inspired by the Scarab beetle, which could be seen in its rounded beetle-like shape. This design was not only for looks, but also served a functional purpose. The Scarab had a unitized body structure, which was uncommon at the time, and an aluminum space frame that made it lightweight and aerodynamic. The car's body was made of aluminum, and its long, bulbous shape maximized the available interior space. The Scarab was powered by a rear-mounted Ford flathead V8 engine, which produced 95 horsepower. This engine placement allowed for a more spacious interior, as it removed the need for a drive shaft running the length of the car. The interior was designed to be as flexible as possible, with seats that could be rearranged or even turned to face each other, and a fold-down table for meals or meetings. This innovative feature made the Scarab a precursor to modern minivans and multi-purpose vehicles. One of the most unusual yet advanced features of the Scarab was its independent suspension system. At a time when most cars used rigid axles and leaf springs, the Scarab's all-wheel independent suspension provided a smoother and more comfortable ride. The car also included advanced features such as a dust filter for the interior air, interior lighting, and thermostat-controlled heating. Although the Scarab had many innovative features, it was not a commercial success. Only 9 units were built, mainly due to its high cost and the economic conditions of the time. However, the vehicle's design and features were far ahead of its time, influencing future automotive designs and earning it a place in automotive history as a pioneering vehicle. Number 7. 1956 Buick Centurion. The 1956 Buick Centurion was an impressive concept car that introduced futuristic design and technology long before its time. Created for the 1956 General Motors Motorama, the Centurion aimed to push the limits of automotive innovation. One of its most striking features was the bubble-top canopy, made entirely of transparent plastic. This canopy gave the car a spaceship-like look and offered a panoramic view. The body of the Centurion was made from fiberglass, which was light and innovative back then. The car's design was influenced by aviation, with its sleek, aerodynamic shape and tail fins. Under the hood, the Centurion was powered by a 325 horsepower V8 engine, which was very powerful for its era. The car also had a unique speedometer, with a fixed indicator and a rotating dial, which added to its futuristic appeal. One of the most groundbreaking features of the Centurion was its rear-view camera system. Instead of the usual rear-view mirror, the car had a television camera at the back that showed images on a screen in the dashboard. This was one of the first uses of a rear-view camera in a car, a feature now common in modern vehicles. The Centurion's interior was also ahead of its time. It had bucket seats, which were rare in American cars at that time, but have become standard since. The seats automatically moved forward when the doors were opened, making it easier for passengers to get in and out of the car. The car also had a two-tone color scheme with a red upper body and a metallic lower body, which was visually striking. Although the Buick Centurion never went into production, it served as a vision of what future car design could look like. Its advanced features and futuristic design left a lasting impact on the automotive world. Number 6. 1975 Reliant Robin. The Reliant Robin was produced from 1975 to 2000. It was made entirely from fiberglass and weighed only 961 pounds, which gave it a light and unique feel. While it might sound like a sports car, it was actually a very unstable three-wheeled vehicle, which gained fame thanks to Jeremy Clarkson of Top Gear. Although the Top Gear team modified the car to make it roll over more easily, the Robin was still far from being the best handling car on the road, even in its original form. One interesting aspect of the Reliant Robin was that it was a rear-wheel drive car. The manufacturers chose to have only one front wheel to reduce both cost and weight. This design decision allowed people with just a motorcycle license in the UK to drive the Robin, as it weighed under the 1,212-pound limit for motorcycle licensed vehicles. At the time, the Robin wasn't considered slow. It had an 850cc engine that produced 39 horsepower, allowing it to reach 60 miles per hour in 16.1 seconds. Additionally, the Robin was very fuel efficient, achieving over 80 miles per gallon. This made it both economical and environmentally friendly. As a result, the Robin was marketed as an affordable city car similar to the Mini, offering low running cost and practicality. Even though it was often ridiculed, particularly by car enthusiasts, the Reliant Robin had its own fan base. Over the years, more than 60,000 units were sold, with some even making their way to places like Buckingham Palace. The Robin might have been quirky, but it certainly left its mark in automotive history. Number 5. 1953 ISO Isetta. The Isetta, produced from 1953 to 1956, was an Italian version of the quirky microcar. While many are familiar with the BMW version of the Isetta, also called the bubble car, the original model came from Italy. It was built by the Italian refrigerator company ISO, and many of its design features were inspired by the company's fridges. One notable feature was the single front door, which opened sideways and had a handle similar to those on 1950s refrigerators. The goal was to make it easier to enter the small cabin, as the side doors would have been too narrow. Although the Isetta had an unusual appearance, a lot of careful thought went into its design. Aeronautical engineers Ermenegildo Preti and Pierluigi Raggi were responsible for developing the car, and they chose a 236 cubic centimeter two-stroke engine to increase fuel efficiency. This was particularly important because after World War II, people in Italy needed inexpensive transportation. The car was slow, with its 9.5 horsepower engine allowing it to reach a top speed of 31 miles per hour in 30 seconds. The original ISO Isetta was not very popular, but a version with a pickup truck design and a two-wheel axle at the back became a sales success in Italy. Some of the quirkier BMW Isettas featured a three-wheel design, which was made for export markets. BMW's version of the Isetta was much improved. It had a 250 cubic centimeter four-stroke engine taken from the R25 motorcycle, producing 12 horsepower. Over the years, BMW sold 161,728 Isettas, a success that helped save the brand from financial trouble and played a key role in the creation of modern BMW cars. Number 4. 1991 Nissan Figaro. The Nissan Figaro, produced between 1991 and 1992, looked like a large toy car from Mattel, but it was very real, and it still has a loyal group of fans today. This is not surprising, as the Figaro was unique and different from other cars on the road. Many people enjoyed standing out, and Figaro was perfect for that. Its cute retro style, small size, and quirky character made it a car that grabbed attention wherever it went. The design team drew inspiration from the 1935 Datsun Roadster for the Figaro's charming look. The Figaro was made at a time when Nissan was very daring in its designs, and it wasn't the only unusual car the company produced. Another quirky model from Nissan was the POW hatchback, which came out in 1989. It was inspired by the 1987 B1 concept. However, Figaro's Roadster design was more appealing, and its interior was even more thoughtfully designed. The cabin featured round retro knobs and buttons that were placed to create a fun and playful atmosphere. The bright colors used inside the car also made the space feel calm and relaxed. The electric window switches were designed to resemble chrome lampshades, adding an extra touch of fun to the car's overall design. All these playful details help balance out the car's lack of driving excitement. The 1.0-liter turbocharged engine produced only 76 horsepower and was paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission, which limited the car's performance. Nevertheless, Figaro's distinctive look and cheerful character made it a beloved car for those who valued uniqueness over speed and power. Number 3. 1962 Peel P50. The Peel P50, made between 1962 and 1965, was an incredibly unique vehicle that became famous for its small size. This three-wheeled car was the smallest ever made, measuring only 54 inches long, shorter than a standard bicycle, and 41 inches wide, which made it about the same width as an office chair. Weighing just 230 pounds, it was incredibly light. Though it was made from fiberglass, which might not have been the safest material, It was still less risky than a bicycle, which is often just as vulnerable in crashes. The Peel P50 became an iconic part of popular culture when it appeared on the TV show Top Gear. In a memorable episode, TV presenter Jeremy Clarkson drove a 1963 version of the car to the BBC offices and even drove it inside the building to his desk. This event sparked a renewed interest in the Peel P50, leading to the creation of P50 cars, which started producing the car again in 2011. They even made a convertible version of the car, boasting 93 million miles of headroom and a Triton model with a fighter jet-style glass canopy. The modern P50 came with several engine options, including a 49cc 4-stroke engine, the original 49cc 2-stroke DKW engine, and a battery electric vehicle version that could travel 250 miles on a single charge and had nearly 8 horsepower. However, these tiny cars did not come cheap. The starting price for a new P50 in the United Kingdom was £15,799, around $20,500 American dollars, and for the limited edition model, which featured the original engine, it cost a staggering £33,395, or around $43,300 American dollars. The Peel P50, a quirky and small car, made a huge impact on automotive culture. Number 2. 1955 Fiat 600 Multipla. The Fiat 600 Multipla, produced between 1955 and 1960 by Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, was the world's first minivan, long before Dodge and Renault introduced their versions in the 1980s. This innovative vehicle was incredibly compact, measuring just 139.2 inches in length, much shorter than a modern Ford Fiesta. Its width was 57.1 inches, and its height stood at 62.2 inches, making it exceptionally small even by mid-20th century standards. What made the Multipla remarkable was its ability to seat up to 6 people across 3 rows. Owners had the flexibility to use the third-row jump seats as a trunk, significantly increasing storage space compared to the Fiat 600 on which it was based. Furthermore, both rear rows could be folded down to create a double-bed sleeping area, a feature that predated the concept of overlanding by decades. This versatility made the Multipla a practical and innovative vehicle for its time. The Fiat 600 Multipla was also affordable to purchase and operate. It featured a 633 cubic centimeter 4-stroke engine that produced 21.5 horsepower, enabling the car to reach a top speed of 56 miles per hour. The design involved lengthening the body of the Fiat 600 and pushing the windshield as far forward as possible, resulting in a unique appearance where the front looked like it could have been the rear. Interestingly, the Multipla was found to be more aerodynamic when driven backward, adding to its unconventional charm. However, this quirky design came with a significant drawback: the absence of frontal crash protection, a common limitation for cars of that era. The Fiat 600 Multipla was not only a groundbreaking minivan, but also a symbol of functional ingenuity packed into a tiny frame. And at number 1, the 1986 Buick Riviera. The 1986 Buick Riviera was a car ahead of its time, blending luxury with innovative technology. This model introduced the 7th generation of the Riviera, a nameplate that had represented personal luxury since its launch in 1963. Among its groundbreaking features was the Graphic Control Center, the first factory-installed touchscreen display in a production car. This system allowed drivers to manage various functions, including climate control, radio settings, and onboard diagnostics, through a single interface. It represented a major leap forward in automotive technology, arriving decades before touchscreens became standard in cars. The Riviera was equipped with a 3.8-liter V6 engine that produced 140 horsepower, paired with a 4-speed automatic transmission. This combination delivered a smooth and efficient driving experience. The car featured front-wheel drive, which was rare for luxury vehicles at the time, but provided improved fuel efficiency and handling. This made it a forward-thinking choice for a car in its class. The Riviera's engineering focused on balancing performance and practicality, offering drivers a refined ride that also prioritized efficiency. The 1986 Riviera boasted a sleek aerodynamic design that was both stylish and functional. Its exterior included a distinctive grille, pop-up headlights, and a streamlined profile that gave it a futuristic appearance. Inside, The cabin provided a luxurious experience with plush seating, automatic climate control, and advanced sound insulation to ensure a quiet and comfortable ride. These features highlighted Buick's commitment to creating a high-end driving environment. What truly set the 1986 Buick Riviera apart was its ability to combine cutting-edge technology with luxury. The GCC touchscreen was a precursor to today's infotainment systems, demonstrating Buick's innovative vision. Its front-wheel drive layout and efficient V6 engine further showcased forward-thinking performance, redefining expectations for luxury vehicles. These 10 bizarre cars were truly ahead of their time, showcasing incredible innovation that often went unnoticed. Which of these vehicles surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing automotive discoveries.